Hey everyone, on today's video I'm going to share with you this character illustration process using Procreate on my iPad Pro. It's actually a very simple and easy process, so you can do it with me if you want to. I'm going to break it down into a step-by-step tutorial. Okay, so before we get started, just so you know, we're going to use 3 different brushes on this tutorial, and all 3 comes with your Procreate, so no worries, you just need to find them and use them, and it's totally free. So for the sketch we're gonna use the Studio Pen, and you can find the Studio Pen brush in your inking folder of your brushes. So I'm gonna use the symmetry tool for the sketch, and as you can see I'm using mostly very simple and geometric shapes, and that's it, you know, just a bunch of circles and lines and we are ready to go. So this is the final sketch, and we're gonna use 4 different colors for the illustration. And if you don't wanna, and if you wanna skip this part and just download this sketch with the colors, you can do it, and I'm gonna add a link in the description of the video, and you can just download a PNG file and start working from here. Okay, so I'm still using the Studio Pen brush, and I'm just creating the big shapes for the illustration. I've started with the face, which is just one big circle, and now I'm gonna add the beard. And I'm using the symmetry tool for this as well. If you don't know how to do that, just look it up on YouTube and find a very simple tutorial. It's very easy to do, and you can do it without the symmetry tool as well. No worries, it doesn't really matter. You just make things a bit faster. Okay, so now I'm gonna color the neck. And create the eyes, and I'm gonna erase the bottom part of the eyes because we wanna have the eyes look as if the cheek are actually hiding a little bit of the eyes, because he's super happy and he's smiling. So we're gonna do that. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do the eyebrows as well. Still using just the simple pen brush. What's the name of this brush? Studio Pen. I'm still using the Studio Pen for all of these because I want to get shapes that are clean and smooth, and the Studio Pen is perfect for this. I'm gonna use a darker color for the nose. I'm gonna use the darker pink that we have in the color palette. And I'm gonna add a little bit of shading, and this time I'm gonna use the second brush for this tutorial. This brush is called, let me see. Yeah, so this is a splatter brush that you can find in the spraying paints folder of your brushes. And it makes this really grainy, tiny little dots that are very good for shading, and so I'm gonna use it for most of the shading in this process. Okay, now I'm just erasing some of the original sketch because I don't need it anymore. I have most of the big shapes already created, so I don't need the sketch lines anymore, and I just want to erase most of them. Now I'm adding a little bit of texture to the ears, just adding some shadows inside the ear, again with the dark pink that we have. Okay, so for the mouth I'm gonna use a dark blue, and on top of the mouth shape I'm gonna add another shape and use a clipping mask for the teeth, and for the tongue another layer. And I'm going to use the dark red for the tongue. Let's add some shadows underneath the beard on top of the neck layer. And I'm gonna use the studio pen to create some hairlines on top of the beard. And I'm using pink actually. You can use whatever color you want, by the way. You can play with the colors, and I'll be happy to see what happens if you use other colors and other shape proportions. And if you come up with an interesting character that is based on this one, please share. You can email me or find me on Instagram or whatever and send me your character. Okay, now I'm gonna use a little bit of the dark blue and add some shadows to the beard, and I'm gonna use the splatter brush again to have this really grainy look on the beard. And again I'm gonna use the same brush with the pink color to add a little bit of a highlight in the middle of the beard. Okay, now for the last brush that we're gonna use in this tutorial. It's called Nico Rule, something like that. And you can find it in the folder that is called Painting. What a great name for a folder. Anyway, I'm gonna use it for the t-shirt to get the squares of the t-shirt, because I want to get this really nice texture that this brush has. But you can use whatever brush you want, actually, it doesn't really matter. So again, I'm using a clipping mask and I'm adding a layer with the pink lines and another layer for the white lines, and that's it. Now let's add some hairlines on top of the hair and use the dark blue color again. Fix that little bump. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so I'm gonna use the splatter brush again and add a little bit of shadows using the dark pink on the neck, going from the right side of the neck, basically, just to make it feel a little more 3D, I guess. And with the same splatter brush, I'm gonna add some dark blue shadows on top of the tongue and just a tiny little highlight with white using the regular studio pen brush. Let's add some highlights to the eyeballs as well. Yeah, that's nice. And some blue shadows on top of the eyes. I'm gonna use the light blue this time because I don't want to make it way too dramatic on top of the eyes. Yeah, just something light to make the eyes pop out. And let's add some highlights to the beard. Just some more hairlines with the white color to make it pop. I'm not too happy with the white stripes on top of the shirt, so I'm gonna change some of the colors. I'm gonna make the stripes dark blue, and I'm gonna change the color into white. But it's just my own personal taste. You can do whatever you want. And add a little bit of a shadow on top of the color. Yeah, that's it. Okay, let's add a small mustache. And have some white highlights on top of it, yeah. And finally I'm gonna add some smaller like white stripes on top of the stripes we already have on the shirt. And that's it. Okay, and this is the final illustration. Hopefully this tutorial makes sense and help you and you manage to create your own characters with me. If you're enjoying these videos, don't forget to subscribe, and if you have any questions about the process or anything else you want to ask me, just leave a comment and I'll try to get back to you. I'm gonna see you on the next video. Bye.